Last night I dreamed I visited the Wastewater Operator Hall of Fame. And you'll never guess who my escort was. The old chief operator himself, the old man, Ray Husley. He says to me, son, the big boss, Bucky Ryan, asked me to show you around. Then he took me into a room, and one wall was covered with plaques and wastewater operator certificates with all the old operators' names on them. Then we looked at another wall, covered with pictures of those old operators that had gone on to the big wastewater plant in the sky. Each one had a gold shovel in his hand. Man, I was tickled to see them all. There was old fish man David Gilchrist, Dixie Burnett, the brown bomber. There was the old Dye brothers. Old Paul Brown, my first chief operator. Roe Heck, my second chief operator. Pete Roberts, a.k.a. Pretty Rabbit. And there was my old Wapacan Bass. Little Jerry Henley. There was David Bradford. And the first operator of the Boston Bend Wastewater Treatment Plant, Henry Adams. Then I asked Frank, who else do you expect in the next, say, 100 years? He handed me a big log book, and it was filled with a lot of names. Some names were in pencil, and others were in gold. I said, oh man, how come some of the names are in pencil and some in gold? Or I said, well, ha. Well, you see, the operators in gold are sure the place in the Hall of Fame. But the operators in pencil, they keep having a few attaboy days, but then they have a lot of them all heck days. And Buffy keeps erasing their names and putting them back in pencil. So I began to read some of the names as I turned the pages. There was my old buddy Skid Row. Slow walking bass, stressed out in the air. There was Isles and Cricket together. Pretty Eyes Thomas. There was Mott Davidson. And there was the old dude himself, John Skip the Women. Newell, the vacation man. Spence, the scum man. Kilgore, the killjoy man. There was Mr. Dillon. And over there was Smiling Wilson Pettit, Handy Randy, Boyson, Schuster, Mr. Bill, and Cedar. And there was Better Eddie Spence, and Pale, the warehouse man. And then there was a name that had been rubbed out and rewritten so many times, it was hard to tell who it was. Wait a minute. It says Stewart, a.k.a. Big Sludge. I said, old man, Stewart ain't no operator. He's an engineer. The old man said, son, I know, but Bucky ain't either. But they both got a Class 4 operator's license. Now I said, old man, you got any operators in the Hall of Fame that are still living? He took me over to another wall, and it was covered with pictures of all the operators that had gone on to retirement. There was Poolham McBrayer, the white-haired ship, Rollins and McGaw, Belton, Scruggs, the diver man, Trouble Finding Davidson, and there was Neely. Old man, Neely was a mechanic. And the old man said, Bucky said he was the boss and he could admit anybody he wanted to, even Neely. And then there was the man that worked longer than anybody at Boston Bend, John Leslie. And then it dawned on me, there was a picture missing. I said, old man, there's a picture missing here. He said, who's that, son? The old hockeyologist himself, me. And then I saw a tear in the old man's eyes, then a grin, then he started laughing. He said, son, your picture was the biggest picture on the wall. And it'll go great, but Bucky took it off after you sung that song, Take This Job and Shove It, at your retirement party. Oh well, that's when I woke up, and I'm sorry I did. Well, I dreamed I was there in the Wastewater Operator Hall of Fame.